they started forcing like targeted ads at me, and I was like, "Hey, cool, that's a spoiler. Thanks for showing me that."
It's a huge spoiler. That's kind of like they put out that Daredevil was in
She-Hulk.
They should not have. That was like the best part of the show.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I think they only stand to gain from spoilers being a thing that people are worried about.
Yeah,
because it encourages you to go out and see it sooner. So then they wait like a few weeks after something comes out, and then they're just like, "Hey, guess what? Shuri is Black Panther, and she's Doctor Doom." Or something crazy, and it's like, "Oh, I should have seen it right when it came out. Next time when they release a movie, I'll see it opening weekend."
Do it. Yeah,
it's insidious, and I don't like it. But I also do like having this stuff that's like something to be excited about.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun.
It's fun, but going to movies is hard. I just saw Smile the other weekend.
How was that?
Do you see trailers for Smile at all?
Mm-hmm.
It was the first horror movie in a long time that I saw a trailer for it, and I was like, that might be too scary.
Really?
Like I love horror movies, and this was the first one that I was like unsure that I was like comfortable going to see.
Damn.
And then Christina didn't want to watch it. So I watched it by myself in our room in the dark, and it was scary. It's a scary movie. The monster is people smiling at you, pretty much.
Oh,
It's creepy.
That's terrifying. You friggin' see, my problem now is that like I'm so invested in Marvel that like I have to see those in theaters because like I can't miss any of the pieces of the puzzle. Mm-hmm. So like that's like really my movie time at this point. It's going to take a lot for me to go see something that's not Marvel.
Yeah. I think that's what they're going for.
They win. They win. You got me all the way.
You own all of my attention. I'll go see it.
100%, because I need to know what happens next.
Yeah, and I don't want to find out from some fucking YouTube thumbnail.
Jackass, yeah. Who can't wait 5 days.
Yeah. Or even like they'll do a YouTube thumbnail that has the spoiler in the picture, and then underneath it says spoilers in brackets.
Yeah.
It's like, don't watch this if you don't want spoilers. It's like, well, I fucking saw the thing.
Dick. Yeah.
Clickbaity assholes.
Horrible.
Hey, this is the Remember the Times podcast. I'm Mitch. This is AJ.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4. Before we get started, I would like to give a big thank you to our buddy Sam McCauley for helping us troubleshoot, because it took us for our first episodes, we spent about, a good 2 hours trying to figure out why we couldn't do anything.
Yeah, and propping up cell phones on stuff and trying to record with them, and then only kind of getting some of the footage sometimes.
It was awful. But now...
obviously, we have it locked in.
Yeah, we're fucking...
this is really...
super pro now.
It's called a high production quality is what we're going for.
So thank you, Sam.
Yeah, Sam, you're awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Actually, before we start, I wanted to go through some. We've gotten some listener emails.
Oh, right. Of course. Gotta listen to them fans.
So thank you all, guys, so much for all the support that we received so far. People are loving the first 3 episodes.
Come again.
Our email is just exploding. Remember the Times Podcast at gmail.com.
If you have any questions.
It's crazy that we got so many emails without ever putting our email address out. That's what's been so weird to me. And people are sending us money in envelopes without ever putting any home addresses out. They just...
you didn't even give them any feet pics.
The internet is crazy, man. They find the feet pics. I'm on ratemyfeet.com. Currently at 9 stars out of 10. So
what are people asking?
Okay, so first email I've got, it's from Ted in Wyoming. He says, "Hey guys, I love the podcast. Mitch, how did you get so much more handsome since high school? AJ, step it up. Mitch, I'm a little worried about, you made a joke about 9/11 on episode 2. It seemed like you were implying the band caused it. And I just wanted to address that really quick. I don't think the band caused 9/11. I can't believe I have to say this. This is going to be one of those apologies that's not really an apology. It's more of a doubling down. I don't think the band caused it. I think they loved the freedom that our country gave us. And the terrorists were directly attacking your ability to express that freedom."
I didn't really have any freedom then. My dad.
Ted, thanks so much for emailing.
Whatever, Ted. My hair is gorgeous. All right, leave me alone.
Here we've got one from Brianna from Wisconsin. It is, "Mitch, how did you go from hottie in high school to having such big daddy energy on the mic at podcasts?"
Who the hell are these people?
It's so weird. Like, we never put out a single email address, and all these people are just complimenting me. Color me flattered. But thank you guys so much for writing, and thank you for listening to our podcast. We're glad you spend any amount of time hanging out with us.
If y'all are just going to write about Mitch, I don't want to do this.
If you continue to compliment me, I will read every compliment on the podcast. I need this.
Whatever, man. Well, that's how we're going to start off this next episode here. Episode 4. If you heard last episode, this is when Mitch entered the band. And in doing so, kicking out one of my best friends. I don't know. I just gave in. Whatever.
So you make it sound.
We already said sorry, Sean.
You make it sound like I kicked him out.
Yeah.
I took his place after you kicked him
It's
out.
true.
After you.
It's true. So that was freshman year. Our freshman year, which again, sadly, was 21 years ago. We didn't play again for the rest of the year until June 2002, right before we ended our freshman year, right before we didn't graduate freshman year. We just ended.
You just
right?
move on to the next
Just go
year.
on to the next year. Yeah.
Nobody graduates freshman year.
That's one
It's
of the
a
last
long
times I
time
completed
ago.
anything. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
The last time you completed anything was freshman year of high school.
And we didn't play live, but like we learned a ridiculous amount of covers. We wrote a bunch of songs. I remember distinctly being like, I want to get to 7 originals by the end of the year. I know that's a weird number to have like gotten to. I think
with your OCD brain, I'm sure there was a reason why.
I think it was just like the rate that we were going at, or like if we can just like write 3 more in 3 months or something. I don't know.
So I remember even before we were like playing regularly, we practiced more regularly, I think, than we have in any of our bands to date, because we had high school freedom.
Yeah.
You're out of class at 3, and it was like, well, what do you want to do? It's like, well, we're either practicing or we're going to film Jackass videos, and our bodies can't do Jackass videos every day.
I mean, we probably would have. Or we did both.
We'd run out of ideas, though, and then
Yeah.
we're like, oh, I guess we have to practice.
But like, well, so our practices, though, since we didn't get to play, like, we rocked the fuck out. And there were also almost like events. Like our friends would come, people would come over, they would be sitting on our beds, like on the floor. Mm-hmm. And I don't think we were necessarily rocking out for them. That's just like, because we did it whether they were there or not. We were just so happy and wanted to do it. And we were just jamming. And that's how it came out.
I like to think of this in like current terms. Imagine us at like 35, 36 years old, just like, hey, you want to come over and watch us practice?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like, I got other stuff to do today. I got errands. But it's high school. It's like, what else are we doing?
Yeah. I guess they had to wait for us to finish practicing if all of our friends wanted to hang out with us anyways. So I guess that was what the deal was.
It weirdly, like probably kept us out of more trouble than if we hadn't been doing that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Not that we weren't getting into trouble, but...
Yeah, but imagine the trouble we would have gotten into if we were bored.
That was like a solid 4 hours that we were just in our room.
Yeah, we were locked in the place.
Yeah, it was awesome. And, but so yeah, we just did that. And so this was June 2002 at the Hermosa Beach Performing Arts Center. For anybody who's not a local native to the South Bay, the Hermosa Beach Performing Arts Center is like basically in the middle of Hermosa. It's connected to the gym where they shot Carrie, that final scene where the bloodbath ensues. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty famous. Legendary scene. And there's a theater in there that they do all of like the local performances. And they were doing like some cable TV variety show. It wasn't just music, but they had bands on there. I don't remember how we got the gig. I think it was through you because the guy who was putting it on, you went to middle school with Angelo Messina.
Oh yeah, Messina.
Yeah,
his dad.
His dad was putting on the thing.
Yes, I do remember that.
So it must have been through you. We got it. We were so excited. This would be the first time that our band actually played with its full lineup. 8 months later.
You know, it's in my experience the best time for a band to play all together for the first time is live on TV.
Yeah. Oh yeah, great idea. And we'd never played before, barely. when we thought this is going to be on cable TV, we really got to make a good showing. So, amateurs that we didn't have to be there till like late afternoon, early evening. We all came over to me and Chris's house at like 11. For all of you new listeners, Chris is my brother and the drummer. Guitar, Mitch's bass, and then we had James Grant as well, who was on vocals.
You pointed up to the sky
Sorry.
when you said James Grant. He is very much alive.
He's alive. He's on the East Coast.
And he's not upstairs either.
God knows what. Anyways, so we all came over to our house at like 11 in the morning to practice, and we thought we just need to practice all day until we have to go over there.
Consummate performers.
For any vocalist out there, that's a terrible idea. We practiced for like 5 hours going full tilt, singing, rocking out.
This is it, guys. Let's fucking lay it out on this practice.
Our friends were there that were going to come to the set later, so they were all there watching our full set. And by the time we were done, our voices were so hoarse. We could not sing anymore. That was lesson learned. But we had like a 30-minute set to prepare for, I remember. Which in punk rock terms means like 115 songs.
Or Sex and Violence once.
Actually, we did joke about that, and we were very close. We were either going to do Sex and Violence for the whole half an hour or Bro Hymn for a half an hour.
Yeah.
Bro Hymn tribute, which that is how a lot of our practices would end. We would just do an extended version of one of those songs.
Every time you reached like
half an hour.
Every time you reach like an ending of the song, you go, "One more time for Jason!" And just start the song over again.
Which is kind of like actually how they do it. And Sex and Violence is just like ridiculously long.
You're just yelling Sex and Violence the whole time.
In like different iterations of it.
We discussed that last episode.
Sex and violence, I like sex. Sex and violence, sex and violence.
This is all coming from a bunch of 15-year-old virgins.
Yeah.
Screaming in the garage.
So we didn't do that.
Never been in a fight.
Had none of us been in a fight? I feel like Chris was probably in a fight already.
No, because he was younger at the time. His fighting days were ahead of him.
No.
You would know better than
I would know. Yeah, no. He was already a seasoned pro. But that's for another time. Okay, so we get to the Hermosa Beach Performing Arts Center, voices completely shot. And we get there, and the guy putting on the show, Andrew Lowe's dad, comes up and tells us that they are extremely behind. And we can't perform for our 30 minutes anymore. We can play 1 or 2 songs at best. We were very bummed. My dad was furious.
We should have seen it as like a saving grace.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good, because
we can't sing right now.
We were trying to figure out how we were going to do 30 minutes.
My dad gave him a lot of shit. I remember just yelling at him.
Stage dad.
In front of everyone, yeah. Which is weird because he also thought we kind of sucked, so I don't know.
He wasn't 100% wrong.
Yeah, he's like super supportive in like the weirdest way. He's going to come to all the shows, but he's also going to tell me if I didn't play that well.
He wants us to be our best.
He does. Thank you for being so supportive.
Yeah, that's how we can all hope to support our children. You suck. Hey, put them up there longer.
Keep going. But yeah, I couldn't sing. I literally couldn't. My voice was completely shot. So we all had to talk to each other and figure out what we were going to do. I think we might have played the 88 Fingers Louis cover of Help by the Beatles, but I'm not entirely sure because I remember the curtains opening and I was singing. I don't know if we switched after that, but we chose to play Lost in Space by the Misfits.
I do remember that.
Which at this point in time, not only did you have a mullet, but that had nothing to do with anything, but you had a mullet.
Why is it not only did I have a mullet? That's the main feature. Mullets are back in vogue.
You had a fantastic mullet. Yeah, well, they weren't in 2001.
Yeah, I know. I've just always been ahead of my time.
You were playing guitar, James was playing bass, and I was singing when I couldn't sing. I was wearing a Misfits Crimson Ghost shirt and some silver Nike basketball shorts. I don't really know what the combo was. I guess this was like my transitioning
to this. Did I play guitar for Lost in Space?
You did.
I don't think that I could do that today.
It doesn't really make sense why we did that, because you were a bass player and James was more of a guitar player.
Yeah.
Maybe James couldn't do the intro?
It's just den, 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 den.
That doesn't mean you couldn't do it.
I'm surprised that I was able to do it.
I think you do.
Hand me a guitar today, I'm not positive I could pull that off.
Anyways, that's what we played. It was...
Really,
there is a
really
video
good.
of it. It had to have been horrible because we couldn't sing.
Playing a bunch of Misfit songs that nobody there knew.
That nobody there knew. And
new Misfit songs, too. Like,
oh my God.
Not
And
the
yeah,
popular
so
ones.
lesson learned, don't practice for 4 hours before you're going to play a show. And that was literally our first time. You know what? In looking through all these, so this was our first time playing with this lineup. And like we were saying last episode, like those times feels like an eternity. I thought Low Class was together for fucking ever. It was only a year and a half, and we only played 6 shows together. But it felt like forever.
It's barely even a band.
I know, yeah.
Why would you even call that a
Didn't
band?
even do anything. But
All right, I take back all my apologies, Sean.
so that was our first full one, and we completely ruined it because we didn't know what we were doing. Anyways.
I think we over-prepared because we were nervous, and we thought this was it.
Yeah.
This is the moment.
Who's there?
We're going to be on public access television. Everybody's going to see this.
Who's your MVP for this episode? Do we have one, or did we all just fail?
Ooh, I think my MVP is going to be the friends that watched us and the friends that we made along the way. No, I think the MVP is probably your dad.
Yeah,
Showing up and like advocating for us, even though we totally didn't deserve it.
Trying to get us more time on the thing.
More time that we didn't need.
Thanks, Dad.
We weren't prepared. We were over prepared for it, but we weren't ready to play for 30 full minutes. And he's like, "You promised them 30 minutes. You give it to him."
He filmed
Son
it
of a
too.
bitch.
I get the videos around here somewhere. It's got to be horrible.
Someday we'll find all this stuff and we'll put it up on some
Maybe
archive.
our YouTube or something.
Yeah, we'll put it up on our YouTube, or we can make like an SBNC archive YouTube or something like that.
We have the Remember the Times. I mean, all these are going to be up on our YouTube channel, so we might as well.
Yeah.
Not like we're pushing SBNC out super hard to all the socials.
Man, I just I hope it doesn't get demonetized because we're playing somebody else's music that's like a little edgy. Like, it's a song called Sex and Violence.
I mean, I guess
Demonetized.
I think how YouTube works, like, you can upload whatever you want. You just don't get paid for the covers. You can't. Like,
Fuck if I know, man.
Something like that. Who knows?
So it was weird because a little peek behind the curtain. AJ tells me about like 10% of what we're going to talk about on the episode beforehand. Because my memory is so bad, he's going to remind me of a bunch of stuff while we're doing it. And I remembered this show after he told me that it happened. And I was like, oh yeah, we played at the Hermosa Beach Performing Arts Center. And then as he was telling all these things, I got distinct memories of every step along the way. I remember playing Lost in Space at the same place where I played one of my first talent shows.
Nice. That's what you did it there?
My very first band played at that same
crazy
venue. For our talent show, we played Faith by Limp Bizkit.
I think I remember you telling me that.
And we shredded it.
You gotta have that. Who can scream?
So at the time, we had my buddy Steve Vargas was the drummer and singer. And then I played bass, and my buddy Tyler Bell played guitar. And we just stood to the side, and Steve's always been kind of a front and center spotlight dude. Like he's just one of those guys. He was a front man from the day he was born.